You know, when you walk into a high-end corporate boardroom or like one of those massive sports bars, and there's always that moment of magic.
Oh, yeah, someone taps a glass screen and suddenly 50 TVs turn on at once.
Right. The audio balances perfectly, the window shades quietly drop, it feels totally seamless. But making that magic actually happen requires a hidden translator, which really brings us to our deep dive today. We're decoding a product spec page from HDTV Supply for this piece of hardware called the Kramer FC-28 10-port control gateway.
And honestly, at first glance, it just looks like a simple metal box.
Hmm.
But looking at these specs, I mean, it's essentially the bridge that forces a room full of quote-unquote dumb legacy hardware to act like a modern smart environment.
Exactly. I'm reading through this list of ports, and to wrap my head around it, the Kramer FC-28 seems sort of like a United Nations translator. You've got your
Yeah.
standard computer network sending out, modern digital IP commands.
Right, but the actual gear in the room doesn't speak that language.
Yeah, exactly. The audio amps, the DVD players, the motorized shades, they have no idea what an IP command is. So this gateway takes the modern network commands and translates them into whatever specialized signal that specific piece of hardware actually understands.
Yes, but unlike the UN, this translator also provides the physical infrastructure to execute those commands simultaneously. Just look at the physical ports it has. It features two RS-232 ports, for example.
Okay, RS-232, those are the old serial cables,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Instead of standard networking, these send raw strings of data over serial cables to control older commercial gear. Things like digital AV scalers, which, are the devices that resize video feeds so they fit perfectly on different size displays.
Right, okay. And then right below that, it lists 4 IR emitter ports. So it's literally blasting infrared light to control legacy devices exactly like a standard TV remote would.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it goes way beyond just audio and video. The spec sheet also includes physical relay ports and GPIO, it stands for General Purpose Input-Output.
Wait, so that basically says you wire up bare metal triggers.
Precisely. You can send a network command that physically trips a relay to drop those window shades we talked about,
Hmm.
or it uses a GPIO sensor to literally lock a physical door.
Okay, let's unpack this for a second. I'm looking at this spec sheet, and it says it can handle 40 IP control clients simultaneously. If I'm wiring up relays for the blinds, infrared for the DVD players, serial cables for the displays, I mean, isn't my equipment rack going to look like an absolute rat's nest of individual power supplies?
You would think so, yeah.
Because I don't see a massive power brick listed anywhere on this spec sheet. Where does it even get the power to push all these different signals?
So that is actually the clever part, and it ties into a key spec here, PoE, or Power over Ethernet. You literally don't need a separate power supply.
Really? Just the network cable?
Just the network cable. A single standard Ethernet cable provides both the communication data and the 5 volts of power needed to run the device itself.
Oh, wow. So it gets its juice straight from the network cable itself. That is wild.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, think about what that means if you're the one wiring up that massive sports bar. You don't need to hire an electrician to install extra outlets in the AV closet.
Right. You just run one network cable to this gateway, plug your legacy devices into it, and you're done.
Exactly. And because it has built-in web pages for remote browser control, it acts as a complete plug-and-play bridge.
So you never have to actually walk over to a rack to manually flip switches on multiple amps or displays ever again. You just open a web browser on your tablet. And the source notes this device retails for around $472.
Which honestly seems like a relatively small price to pay to unify a completely fragmented room of hardware.
Definitely. It's fascinating how it consolidates physical tasks into digital convenience, taking devices built decades apart with completely different connection standards and just harmonizing them onto a single network.
Yeah, instead of juggling 5 remotes and a handful of mechanical switches, it all just lives on one elegant network cable.
It does, but it also brings up a really interesting scenario.
Oh, the security aspect.
Yeah. I mean, if one small networked box can seamlessly translate commands to control everything from the AV scalers to the physical door locks of a building, what happens if someone with malicious intent gains access to that single unified IP network?
It's the ultimate trade-off, really.
Yeah.
Absolute convenience versus concentrated vulnerability.
Yeah.
Because once the physical environment is on the network, it's basically exposed to the exact same risks as your email account.
Exactly. We started by talking about the magic of that seamless sports bar experience. But I guess the thought we want to leave you to mull over today is, if your entire physical room is being run by a single network command, who else might be trying to pull the strings?